In this episode of The Rise of Black Wealth, I'll be interviewing Brandi Taylor, an accomplished makeup artist with experience in all aspects of makeup artistry, including fashion, video, and print. Brandi's diverse background and experience creates an exceptional style accredited only to her and her creativity. She founded the Detroit Business and Beauty Expo in 2017, and Brandi is now a highly sought-after speaker and educator. Hello, this is Tamara Reeves, and welcome to episode 7 of The Rise of Black Wealth, where our mission is to recognize, inspire, showcase, and empower entrepreneurs in our community, leaders making a difference, people that are a part of our network, a part of our community that are here to inspire and educate, to help us all get to the next level. I am so excited to have with us today Miss Brandi Taylor. Hey, Brandi.
Hey, Tamara. Thanks for having me on the 7th episode. Wow, that's my favorite number.
Yes. There's a lot baked into the number 7, honey.
Wow, that's awesome. It's my favorite number, so we're off to a good start.
Good. You know, Brandi is the founder of the Detroit Business and Beauty Expo, and she's also the founder of XquisiteLooks, and she's responsible for the Business Beauty Network podcast. Brandi, let's start out by talking about your background.
Well, I'm from Southwest Detroit, and I actually grew up not really knowing exactly what I wanted to do. I never really thought I was good at anything, but I always loved music and art, though I've always had a passion for both of those. And I actually stumbled upon this industry in beauty, and makeup was just something that is stuck. I was very passionate about it, and I didn't know much about it, but I dove in and I just never quit. And it was just the one thing that really stuck with me. And I tried to put it down many times, but yeah, this has been the industry that just kept chasing me and bringing me back.
Wow. How old were you when you really first started getting interested in the makeup industry? Did you start with your baby dolls? Did you start on your cousins? How did you come?
Well, actually, it was later because I was in my 20s. And I didn't really know how to take care of my skin, and I didn't really wear any makeup. I just did like the basics, like mascara and lip gloss, you know. And that was, and sometimes I would do a lip color, but that was about it. I didn't know much of anything. But I started off learning skincare, and I learned how to take care of my skin. And then once I learned how to take care of my skin, I really started, getting into makeup and studying it and trying to find out more, and really wanted to learn how to apply makeup. And when I started applying makeup, people would ask me for advice. And I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I was just playing around, creating looks, And it's always been that way. Even when I look at old pictures, I didn't know what I was doing. People always came to me for those things. So it was just something that I stumbled upon, and I absolutely loved it. And I still love it to this day. Like, I could talk about makeup all day.
Wow. Who are some of your role models? Who did you follow, or where did you get most of your tips from?
So I'm self-taught. I read like a lot of Kevin Aquan books. Iman had a great book. I followed like Pat McGrath. She's been around for a long time. Even Eve Pearl. I used to watch like Eve Pearl and how she does her different. She would do makeup for like the Today Show and things of that nature. So those are some of the people that I follow.
Okay, let's talk a little bit more about the importance of proper skincare and just how that is a part of our overall health and well-being as well. Give us some idea of how important it is to do what we need to do to really have that external glow about ourselves, and maybe how well it makes us feel on the inside.
Yeah, well, what I realized is I was on the news a couple weeks ago doing like a back to school special, teaching like what you can do for young girls that are looking to get into makeup. And when I really thought about it, what I really realized is that a lot of young girls never learned how to properly wash their face. Like just really actually wash their face on a regular basis to get all the impurities out, and just to remove anything like sweat or anything that could be on your skin. A lot of times we are not taught how to properly take care. So if your mom isn't like using a cleanser and a moisturizer, or doesn't buy you one, you wouldn't really know exactly how to do that. And so a lot of surprisingly, well, not surprisingly, because I just think it's just a lack of knowledge, adult women I meet all the time, they still don't really have a regimen, or they're not using the proper things. Because for your face, you want to use something that's for your face. You want to use a facial cleanser, a facial moisturizer, and you want to do that twice a day. Like when I wake up in the morning, I've been sleeping or whatever, I want to wash, start the day fresh and wash the day away is what I say. And so usually with kids, they have a lot of acne issues and different things like that. Sometimes acne can be hormonal for people, but a lot of times it's a hygiene issue, honestly.
Oh, wow. Can you go into more of that in terms of the hygiene issue? What does that mean? Like environmental?
Well, they're just not cleansing everything away properly. They're not getting everything off their skin. And so, that bacteria is sitting up on their skin, and then they'll break out and stuff like that. And some people do have cystic acne prone skin. There are different skin conditions, but a lot of times it's just simply just taking care of it, washing it regularly, moisturizing it, and even exfoliating it regularly to avoid some texture issues. Because what I had started to notice was I would exfoliate when I would think about it. It wasn't a regular thing in my regimen. And my skin started to look like, around my cheek area, I just started to look like very textured. And I was like, my skin, I don't know if I'm getting older or what. Well, I got a device and just kind of like scrubbed a little bit, and my skin was just as clear and bright. I said, oh, that was just dead skin. Because what happens, like even around the seasons are changing now. We're going into the fall. And a lot of times, your body in the wintertime, you build up this extra skin, and your skin sheds different layers on your whole body, even your face. But a lot of times it'll sit there on your face, like especially like in your cheek area. So if you don't exfoliate that away, it'll look like I have all this texture when really you just have dead skin and just need to be removed.
Goodness.
Because your cells are constantly regenerating.
Right. Okay. So, for example, we are inundated with tons of facial cleanser commercials and, cleansing and exfoliating. And how do we know what the right products are? How do we know what we should choose? What should we be looking for in a proper skincare regimen?
That's a great question. You know what? This is what I'll say. I did an interview with a company, and they created a skincare line that didn't have very many products in it. It's like 4 products, so it's like very minimal. So their whole thing is like just keeping it simplistic and just putting the basic ingredients in there just for you to get your face, cleansed and moisturized. And I used their line, and it worked for me. I use more basic things, a basic cleanser and a basic moisturizer. And I freelance still sometime, and I'm like inside of these stores. I'm inside of the big box Sephora's and Ulta's, and I see all these different products on the market. And it can be confusing. Sometimes I say just start somewhere. Like if you feel like you have sensitive skin, maybe you might want to start with something that doesn't have any fragrance in it, or a lot of harsh ingredients. If you have oily skin, you still need to moisturize, but you may want to look for something that's more mattifying. And sometimes you can talk to the consultants at Sephora. They have skincare specialists that actually have expertise in helping you with some of those things. But it can be very hard. So I say try to start basic. Sometimes less is more. And what I realize is when I start trying a whole bunch of different things, my skin doesn't react well to that. So I kind of keep it basic with my regimen. Like I do a mask here and there, for hydration and stuff like that, or detox, but I don't do that often because I keep it simple. I cleanse, I moisturize, and I exfoliate a couple times a week, and I keep it moving, and my skin is great.
You know what? You made me laugh when you said the mask, because one time, very recently actually, I scared myself. I used the mask, okay? And pulling that thing off my face, I could tell you, I just know I was pulling skin off. I don't name the brand, but I thought my skin was coming off with that mask.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I'll be using this one again.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
You know, so I guess we just have to be extra careful again, you know, and this is why you're here, right? Because you have your expo. And tell us about what your beauty expo is all about, and how we can learn more about it, and what you teach and what goes on in the expo.
Okay, great. Yeah, so the Detroit Business and Beauty Expo, I actually, it was a vision that I had in 2017, and I did it on a smaller scale because I would teach students makeup artistry. So I called all my previous students to come in to the studio, and I brought in speakers. And so my studio was small then, so I didn't have the speakers come all at the same time. They had set times, like, so you're at 5, you're at, you know, so that's how I had to break it up so they weren't, you know, they weren't overlapping. And it was great. We had food and all of that. And it really opened my eyes because the young ladies, it was like 10 young ladies that took it, that took the class and came and heard the speakers, and they actually took something away from it. So it really opened my eyes to that it was something that was needed. And I went full force, and in 90 days, I did the first Detroit Business and Beauty Expo. The whole point of the expo is to empower beauty professionals with the business tools needed to operate properly in business. Because as nail techs, makeup artists, estheticians, hairstylists, anybody that's in beauty, a lot of times we're artists. We're not necessarily business people. So we get a lot of money coming in because the beauty is a big industry because people want to look good. So she might not buy certain things from the store, but she'll still go buy her lipstick because she want to look good. You know what I'm saying? She may, you know, she'll cut back on something when people say people aren't spending money, but they'll still buy makeup though, because they want to look good. So I gotta have my eyeliner, gotta have my mascara. It's certain things, like I just got a brow pencil yesterday. It's certain things I have to have. So people will pay for beauty, but you know, and so beauty can be considered it's a necessity to people who want to look good. So I know you don't need beauty to live, but it's a necessity to people. So it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, and with a lot of money coming in through the industry, a lot of times people just in the industry did not know their numbers. They didn't know how to properly market. You would get people that would finish school, but you know, not know how to build and maintain a clientele, or who is their target market, all of those things, or like how to scale their business if they wanted to buy a salon or multiple salons. How do you have yourself set up in such a way so that you can get the funding to do so? Even if you want to get a car, some people are out here paying booth rent, and they're getting so much cash in, but they're not putting it into a business account or anything. So it's hard for them to get anything. What about benefits, health insurance, life insurance even? There's a lot of things that people who are in the beauty, when you're in the beauty industry, you're kind of like an automatic entrepreneur because you work for yourself. So you're not working, you're not clocking the clock, and you got people coming in, you're doing all these heads every day, but you don't have all that in order. And the Bible says our people perish for the lack of knowledge, but we have to get the knowledge so that we can move forward in business and operate professionally. So I wanted to help the beauty professional to learn how to operate professionally, to connect with other people that know how to do it. And even if you don't, you may not never be a numbers person. You may not never know how to do all that. You're making enough money where you can hire people who can help you know your numbers. You can hire people to tell you like, okay, you need to put this money here, you need to do this, and this is how much you need to take home every week. That's what you pay yourself, and this is what you'll put aside for your bills. Because I was just talking to someone who owned a salon just the other day, and she said she had people who making hundreds of dollars a day, but one of the young ladies in the salon was homeless because it was a mismanagement of money. She's bringing in G's every month, but it was a mismanagement of money. So I saw the need, because I'm very passionate about business as well, and I just saw the need to help the beauty industry with the business tools that will help them to be successful, because I see that this is a really big industry and our industry needs help.
Oh my goodness, that is huge. Excellent work there. I mean, because we have the artistry, we have the creativity, but like you said, we sometimes lack the business acumen to really be able to manage that we're bringing in. Mm-hmm. You incorporate this education overall. That is a big thing you're doing. Awesome.
Thank you.
What are some of the testimonials associated with your expo? Any examples of someone, like, for example, you have the homeless person that came in, or that works, that she's homeless, but give us some testimonials of people that have gone through the expo. They've networked with people who can help them manage things on the back end, and how it's helped propel them for success in the future.
That's what's a great thing about it is I didn't even know the impact that this was going to have on people, but not even just the people that attend, but the people that are a part. Like, for instance, like I had a lady who was her first time vending was at the expo the first year, and she did it the second year, and she did our brunch this year. And that was her first time really stepping out. From then, her business has grown. She has her own pop-up shop, and she has taken some of and she's not necessarily a beauty professional, but she's, has a boutique, an online boutique, and she travels and vends at different shows. But my show was the first one she did, and she did very well. So it was great to have her come to a show and do very well and kind of get a boost in your business. I've had people speak, like it was one young lady, she spoke on branding and marketing. She booked a lot of clients from the event. I had a lot of people that connected and got other jobs and different things like that through the event. Another thing I like that I'm able to do is to kind of connect the industry, because a lot of times the beauty industry can be very separated. So bringing us together, bringing like people that have been in the industry for over 20 years to people that are in school or want to get in the industry, all in one room, is not something that you see all the time, and it's something that we've been able to do. So we have people there that are speaking on finances, on how to get your LLC, your incorporation. So some people don't even have that stuff, and you need that stuff if you're going to be operating business. You're going to be running your business in a salon and things of that nature, or you're going to be doing makeup in a suite. You need to have your business stuff together. And so we're going to have a lot of different speakers and trainers that come out and talk about these things, and of course plenty of vendors that you can support, and that helps another business as well. So I a lot of times we attract some people that are not necessarily in the beauty industry, but they just want the business knowledge.
That's amazing. Okay, good deal on that. So, how often, aside from the expo, are people able to learn from your platform?
So the expo is every year in October, so it's an annual event. But we had our first brunch in May, which was an absolute success. I really enjoyed the brunch because it was more intimate, and we got to take more time in learning, because like the expo, there's you shopping, there's a lot going on, there's different workshops going on, and it can be busy, and there's several different small sessions. But at the brunch, it was like an hour-long session where we just really got to dive in and learn some content about knowing who your client is, social media, how to brand your business on social media, how to get business credit and set your business up in a way to do that. And so I loved it because it was more intimate. We were breaking bread, and it was just a different type of atmosphere, even though I like the expo as well. But I'm actually going to be doing more events. So we're going to keep doing the brunch, and I'm going to be traveling with it. So for now in Michigan, there'll be a brunch and an expo every year. And I'm going to do the brunch in the spring, the expo in the fall. But then I'm going to be doing small events, so small events that can, help business owners with their business and stuff like that. So I'm going to be traveling. I'm doing something in DC, and we're trying to get the dates for that, in Atlanta in 2020. So I plan to do a lot of traveling with it on a smaller scale. We're going to do some brunches and stuff like that in those states.
Wow. That is great. Good job on that. You know, and kind of what you were describing when you were talking about the brunch and things, it sounds almost like a mastermind strategy. I think we know about the importance of masterminds.
Yes, I have a mastermind group.
Yes, tell us about that.
Well, so it's a private group, but I'll tell you about the group. So I have a master group called Elite Mastermind, and so I get with several entrepreneurs, and we just basically talk about like what our struggles are. We talk about what our goals are, and we meet every week, and we kind of like can tell each other what we're going off of, and collectively we come together to help each other figure out different ways to, you know, make whatever next step it is we need to make, or whatever adjustments, or if we're stuck somewhere, why are we stuck? So we kind of talk through those things, and it's just great having people who are entrepreneurs like you. They understand what it's like to be an entrepreneur, and then it make you not feel alone, because sometimes I can feel alone. Like my husband is really great with, even though he's not an entrepreneur per se, well he works, he is an entrepreneur, but he's just not in it like I'm in it. So it's a little different, but he really understands. But then he's a man, so sometimes you need that female person that kind of understands what it's like to be an entrepreneur and what you go through and how you feel. And it's just great to connect with like-minded females that get that, and they're in the trenches with you, and you don't feel alone. So you feel like you have a sisterhood and somebody that you can talk to. And it's been a great how magic happens, like how our minds kind of connect together and we come up with this magic that this just happens within the group.
Oh my goodness, you hit it right on the head. I was thinking the word sisterhood as you were describing that. And you know, because and everybody knows I love to read books and things and learn from books. But at the same time, there's nothing like communicating and networking with like-minded females. In this particular episode, we're focusing on the sisterhood. And there's nothing like growing from each other and from using your experiences and her experiences, or you know, and pitfalls, right? And things you don't necessarily have to run into because someone else has experienced it. We can learn from their, what if you want to call it, mistakes or what have you, lessons learned, and we just all grow together. I think that is massive. And you mentioned how it is a private group, but are there any criteria? Maybe someone can call your office and find out how they can qualify or apply to be a part of the mastermind?
Yeah, well, actually, I'm working on a beauty mastermind, because right now it's not beauty focused. It's just, you know, a mastermind group of entrepreneurs. But I'm going to be announcing one at the expo and seeing what the interest is, engaging the interest. So, you know, definitely I'm looking to do one, because I think, you know, the beauty industry, it would be great to have a bunch of people in the industry kind of connect that way. So I'm looking to do one. I'm going to see what the interest is. I'm going to open my group up, but the first year I was just really trying to, I've never done a mastermind before. So I was really trying to learn the ropes and everything. And right now I felt led for us to study Think and Grow Rich. So we're studying it. I read it before, listened to it on Audible, and I'm going through it again. I'm getting something else out of it that I didn't get before. So we're going through it and studying it. But people could definitely connect with me if they want to. I'll give you all my social media handles, and they can connect with me. Just follow me on Instagram at I am Brandi Taylor, and inbox me if you're interested in getting involved with the mastermind, or I am Brandi Taylor at gmail.com, and I'll get with you. Or so you can connect with me, and I'm definitely looking to open it up for the beauty industry as well. And I'm going to open mine up, but after we finish the first year going through the program.
Yeah, that sounds great. You know, I've got to do something about signing up, honey, because I love that book, Think and Grow Rich. That is on the top of the list. It's one that you have to read like at least maybe twice a year.
Yeah, I agree.
Like you said, it is like you get something new every time. Oh my goodness. Chapter 1 said that to me, you know, the first time I read it.
Yeah, that's what happened this time. I'm like, because, you know, I was remembering the stuff, but I was receiving it differently. So I guess it's just I was ready to get that particular message at that time. And it says that in the book, like, you know, when you're ready, you'll receive it. And you may receive it in the first chapter or the last chapter or somewhere in between, but when you're ready, you'll receive it. And yeah, so we're doing like a whole study where we're breaking down each chapter. So that's what we're working on right now.
I love it. The principles are clearly defined in each chapter. But like you said, you won't see it until you're ready to see it.
Yeah.
That is the trick. I adore that book. Congratulations on that. Any final words on any female who's out there who wants to get involved in beauty and, you know, maybe just doesn't know where to start? Just what encouraging word can you give to her?
I would say start. You know, actually just start. If it's something that is for you, then your gifts will make room for you. Try to get connected with people, like-minded people that are in the industry and doing what you would like to do. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. Connect with some people who understand what it is and who have been through some things that can help you to avoid the pitfalls you may make when you're looking to get into the industry. And just start. Just start doing it. You know, do your research, connect with the right people, go to events like mine if you want to get into beauty, because there are going to be a lot of people there within the industry and that you can connect with that are already actively working and have successful businesses. And it's just great to get connected with those people, and then that'll help you with starting yours. So that's the advice that I would give.
Awesome advice. You know, and on the tail end of that, I want to say too, for that young person, don't think about the fact that there's so many people in beauty already. It doesn't matter, right? Talk about that, Brandi. You might know how to say it better than I do, but we know how to set ourselves apart, right?
Yeah, you know what? Now, can I tap into that just a little bit?
Please.
So what I had to learn, because makeup is my passion, but it's not my purpose. Okay, but I'm very good at it. I love to do it, but I had to get into makeup and really to get into my purpose. And my purpose is actually helping people to just jump out in theirs, to really see what it is. You know, he's giving me a gift to really see, you know, something in people that they don't usually see in themselves. And I usually push people into their purpose. And I really encourage people to walk in their purpose. And make sure it is a part of your purpose and a part of what you're supposed to be doing. Just because it looks like it's all great on Instagram and YouTube and everybody's doing makeup doesn't mean, and hair and whatever else, doesn't mean it's necessarily for you. But if it's for you, then just step out, because it's not too many people, because there's not a you, and there's only one you, and you're very unique, and God created you in a unique way. So even if 50,000 people doing it, they're not going to be you. So that's the difference. They're not going to do everything like you do. They're not going to put the touch on it that you put on it. So whatever it is, and that's in anything that you want to do, it's different because it's you. It doesn't matter how many people are doing it. If it's for you and you're feeling that thing and that's what you want to do, then you need to step out and do it because it's you. And I tell you, in the beauty industry, only the stronger are going to survive, because, you know, it's a very saturated market. But if the only way you'll lose is if you quit.
I told you that you were going to say that way better than me. I told you. You hit it right on the head. I love it.
Thank you.
Love it. Brandi, thank you so much for being my guest today. I really appreciate you being here. I'm looking forward to attending the expo, okay? And we can talk some more about Think and Grow Rich.
Definitely. I would love that.
Okay. Well, listen, thanks again, everyone, for watching episode 7 of The Rise of Black Wealth, and we will see you on the next episode. Have a good one.
Bye.